All right. I'm Lewis from Glenview Classical Series, and I'm here with performers for the next concert on August 23rd at 4 p.m. Evan Kahn and Amy Zanrosso. Uh, so nice to be talking to you guys.
Yeah, so happy to talk to you.
Nice to be here.
Did I say your name right, Amy?
Not really, but it was
I'm
close.
sorry. How do you say it?
Zanrosso.
Zanrosso.
Yeah.
That's different than what I said. So thank
You
you.
gave it a little bit more flair. I think that's okay.
Um, well, that is my style. Uh, so, you two are doing a concert, uh, music for cello and piano, and this is some great music from the classical music canon. So, I would just love to hear you talk about uh, the pieces on the program, and and maybe we can get. I have a listener question, and maybe we can yeah, learn a little bit about you guys. But maybe let's start with the music. So you're doing Schumann, uh, fairy tales. Is that right?
Folk songs.
Excuse me. Thank you.
No problem.
What are these pieces?
So, there's a set of five pieces in folk style that Schumann wrote later in his life. He wrote a lot of music. This is Opus like 119, I think. It's up there. Which means officially like his 119th published work. And one of the only pieces that he wrote specifically for cello and piano. There are other pieces that are played for by cello and piano, but this is one of the only pieces that was written for them. I think one really interesting thing about the piece is that while it's really clear like they sound like folk songs, they're not. They don't draw from any specific folk traditions or any folk uh, um, actual folk songs. He sort of made them up. He composed his own folk songs and really instilled each of them with a really specific character. We're going to play three of them: the first, the second, and the fifth. And these are pieces that Amy and I learned a couple of years ago together and have performed together a number of times. And we wanted to bring them back for this program because we thought they worked so well with the other two pieces.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you guys have been playing together for a while now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We during pandemic times, Amy reached out. I had just moved to the East Bay. I just moved to Oakland, to Fruitvale, and Amy reached out on Facebook Messenger and said, "Hey, you're a cellist, right? Did you just move to the area? Do you want to play some music sometime when we can?" And I said, "Heck yeah!" And then we started doing projects. We recorded a full recital, basically like a full recital and a half, um, in like the little pockets in 2021 when we could get together masked, um, and have been doing basically a recital a year ever since.
Yeah, and Amy, I realized that uh, at least two of these pieces are by great pianist composers, Schumann and Rachmaninoff, and there's a lot of notes to learn. I know in the Rachmaninoff. I don't know the Schumann very well, and um, how when you guys are picking rep, do you are you particular about playing pieces that have a lot of notes to play, or do you like you go for it, or you just accept that's part of being in a cello piano duo?
I think one of my requisites is that I like the music. That's my number one thing. I don't really think about how many notes am I gonna have to learn. I mean, I only think that when I think I'm not gonna like this piece, and then I don't want to do it. But I mean, I've played the Rachmaninoff for a long time. And it was one of like the first really, really hard chamber pieces that got handed to me, and I didn't really know what to expect, and I'm glad I started it a long time ago because it's still hard, but it's worth it. It's every single note, every single minute I've spent on that thing is worth it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Let's talk more about the Rachmaninoff cello sonata. One of my favorite pieces in the entire repertoire. It's so good. Um, yeah, because we are familiar with Rachmaninoff. I think most people are most familiar with the piano concertos, the Paganini variations. And do you know about the background for this piece? Anything you can
I
tell us?
do, yeah.
Yeah. Can you please tell us some things?
It's funny, I've been telling every time we've done a concert, I'm the one that gets to talk about the Rachmaninoff, so this is sort of perfect. So Rachmaninoff wrote this at a time where he was like really depressed and was basically deciding that he didn't want to be a composer anymore. Um, well, he wrote it after that. So what happened was he went to this severe depression after he premiered his first symphony, which wasn't well received. And then he kind of struggled for like 3 years, I think it was. And then he went to see a hypnotist, and the hypnotist really helped by telling him things like, you are a great composer and all that kind of stuff, and you shouldn't stop composing and you need to keep composing. And Rachmaninoff came out of these sessions and he wrote the cello and piano sonata, he wrote his second piano concerto, and he wrote his suite for two pianos. So it really is born out of this difficult period in Rachmaninoff's life where he just came back to life even stronger than before. So it's a cool story, I think.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
Um, I do a little bit of composing, and when people ask me what my method is, and I just say anything that works. And I've not tried hypnotism, but uh, maybe one day.
I don't know if they exist anymore.
You don't
Like,
think so?
maybe,
Hypnotist?
I don't know. Do you
Yeah,
think?
100%.
Oh, do they? I don't know
Yes.
anything about hypnotists. I'm gonna Google it after this.
My understanding is that there is a segment of the human population, like 20 or 30% of people, are very susceptible to hypnotic suggestion. And so it's not for everybody, right? But maybe it worked for Sergei. And also the placebo effect is huge, right?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, because I think the first piano concerto was great, and if he's thinking, "Oh, I'm not a good composer, I shouldn't play," he maybe wasn't having the kind of success he wanted. I don't know, but there's something going on with his confidence, right?
Hmm.
Um, okay, and then the other piece. This is uh, another piece that I actually don't know very well by a composer who I really like, Martinu, the second Martinu cello sonata. What's going on with this piece?
Yeah, so we're gonna play the first Martinu Sonata.
Oh,
The
thank you. Great.
Yeah, no, it's
I
great.
see. I see. I put the right info on the website. Great.
Well, the second, well, it's funny you say the second one because at least in America, the second one is the one that's by far the most performed. It's sort of the most neoclassical of the three. It's when people who don't really know much about Martinu listen ask what should I go listen to, people often suggest his more the pieces that really draw from the classical era and sort of make them more contemporary sounding and modern. This piece is not that. It's really um, just it's an we've been describing it as sexy and dangerous, and but it's also really just very dark and very personal. It was one of the he was a hugely prolific composer. He wrote hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces. There are a number of pieces of his that were never published, but I think he has over 500 published works, and a lot of them quartets, operas, big pieces. And this is one of the only pieces he wrote in the year of 1939. And this was as the war was really brewing. And he was pretty depressed, like a lot of other people were. And a lot of that angst you really feel gushing out of this piece. It's very rhythmically driven. There's so much interest and twists and turns and surprises in this piece. It's one of my favorite. The Rachmaninoff is one of your favorite pieces in the cello repertoire. It is mine too. In a weird way, the Martinu, more often than not, I like it more. Um, when we played this program some months ago, a woman came out to me and she said, I loved both the Rachmaninoff and the Martinu because the Rachmaninoff fed the emotional part of my soul, and the Martinu fed the intellectual and sort of adrenaline fueled side of my being, and so we get both of those in this concert, and I think that's really great.
Yeah. Um, that's like the wise mind, right? Emerging a nice balance of your rational side and your emotional side. Uh, Beautiful. Um, well, okay, we do have a listener question. This comes from Carla.
Yeah.
She says, "What is your, where are you from, and what is your musical upbringing for each of you?"
Do you want to go first?
Well, I'm Canadian. I was born in British Columbia, but I studied in Montreal, and then I moved to the Bay Area in about, what was it, 2014? So I've been here 12 years and very happy to be here. I'm a pianist.
And did you took private lessons, and did you?
Do I give private lessons
No,
or?
no. Well, that's I guess another question if you feel like answering. But no, like you were taking private lessons as a kid, and then did you do chamber music in in middle school and high school, or
Oh
did you
no.
start doing collaborative?
I mean, I grew up in a small town. There was like two piano teachers in the small town, and then I went to a kind of bigger town to do my undergrad. It was until I got to Montreal and finished my master's degree that I started doing a lot of duo stuff,
Yeah,
lots and lots of chamber music, and then came here and wanted to continue it, and then also do solo, and yeah, just really love both.
yeah, beautiful. How
Mhm.
about you, Evan?
Yeah, my parents are both musicians. My mom's an opera singer. My dad's a jazz pianist, um, and classical composer. And they didn't push music on me. I kind of I went running for it, and they said, I guess that's okay. And picked up the cello, fell in love with it right away, gave me something to sort of obsess over, and practiced a bunch through middle school and high school. Didn't do much collaboratively until sophomore year of high school when I went to my first summer camp. I went to Idlewild Arts summer camp in Southern California. I grew up in LA, and that's where I met my first sort of very serious teacher, who was the teacher there, John Walls, who's still principal in LA Opera. And they have a wonderful chamber program there. I remember the first piece of chamber music besides duos that I played was the second and the third movements of the Mendelssohn D minor trio at that festival, and that was so that I immediately fell in love with playing with piano from that experience. Just to be like, oh, there's this bed or tidal wave or starry midnight sky of sound that I get to interact with. There's so much color and contrast there that I get to really be a part of. Sorry, I think that was my
That scared me.
computer buzzed. My bad.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I love that that Mendelssohn. That's a staple in my household.
it's
That's one
so
movie.
good. It's so good. And then yeah, I went and got my undergrad and master's in music. My master's is in chamber music, and I'm mostly an orchestral musician now, and to make money. But chamber music is my heart.
Okay, beautiful. Well, anything you guys want to add before we wrap up here?
We're happy to play in the series. I can't wait. I've gone to concerts there, but I've never, I mean, this is the first time I get to actually be on stage playing, and I'm so glad I get to do this with Evan, and
Hmm.
I love our program.
Yeah.
And whoever comes to the concert is gonna love the program.
I
If I do say so myself, it's like if you're a musician, you're gonna love it. If you're not a musician, you're also gonna love it. It's there's so much for everybody.
Yeah.
yeah
Really fun to play, and the reception we've gotten has just been great. It's pretty exciting.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'm really happy that we get to present you guys, and really looking forward to the concert. And thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah.
Our
And
pleasure.
everybody, tell your friends.
Yep.
Come to the concert. It's Sunday, August 23rd, 4 p.m. Suggested donation, sliding scale, $20 to $40. No one is turned away for lack of funds, and you can certainly donate more than that. And we're just, a DIY concert series and trying to empower local artists to do the things that they want to do. And so we're really happy to be collaborating with you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Louis.
Thanks so much.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.